Okay, we're back. Now, this is the appetizer that's going to set the neighborhood on fire, and literally on fire, because guess what we're putting in it? Jalapenos. So depending on how much you like your neighbor or how much you like your wife or whoever is how many you're going to use. Today we're only going to use one. So we're going to go easy on everybody. We're going to make a char-grilled salsa. Now, what is a char-grilled salsa? It includes Roma tomatoes, it includes onion, it includes jalapeno, fresh cilantro, lime juice, a little bit of salt, and we're going to put it in a blender. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to prep all this. We're going to trim them, cut them. Rachel's going to take the tomatoes. She's going to cut the end off her Roma, cut them in half, and we're going to grill them. So we're going to put everything on the grill. I'm going to take the onion and we're going to cut this in thick slices. Cut it in 1-inch slices. We're going to just cut it in 3 pieces, just like so. And then that outer ring will come right off. So it makes it easy. Now what I like to do is, don't get rid of this. What you want to do is you want to keep the onion ring, the out part, because what's going to happen is if you really want to drive your neighbors nuts, take this onion and put it down in your fire. So if I raise the lid on my smoker and I go over there and I drop this into, you see how wet it is? There's enough moisture in it, it's going to smoke. Nothing better than the smell of smoking onions in a grill. Now, we're going to give you a little tip while we're doing all this. Take an onion, big thick slice like this, sprinkle some salt on it. So I'm going to sprinkle salt on it. What's salt going to do? Pull the moisture to the surface. But when I get my grill really, really hot, I'm going to take that onion with the salt on it, let it set for 10 minutes. I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to go over there and rub my grill grate with it. So I'm going to rub all the way across my grill, and it's going to clean it naturally. Why is it going to clean it naturally? Salt is abrasive. It's going to be wet because of the moisture from the onion. It will not create bacteria. Natural way to clean your grill. The moisture's going to rub off. It's going to leave that little oniony flavor on your grill. You're going to really love it a lot. So we've got this cut up. Now we're going to come into our jalapenos. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the jalapenos. I suggest at home gloves, because you do not want to touch your eyes once you do this. You know how I know that? Ask me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the seeds and the core out. So if I take the seeds and the core out, I take a lot of the heat out. So if I want a lot of heat, then I'm going to leave this in. So it's up to you as to what you want. So in our case, we're going to go easy on the camera guy, and we're going to take the core out. So we're going to do this. We got it just like so. Now, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to the grill. When we come back, this is going to be on the grill. We're going to grill it, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to come back to the table. While we're waiting on our roasted salsa, we're going to give you a little tip about a knife. One knife that you really need in your knife case is a chef's knife. This is an 8-inch hammer-style chef's knife. Why do I like this knife? First of all, it's well balanced. Second of all, it's pretty, a lot like me. It fits well in your hand. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the curved edge so that I can rock it back and forth on my cutting board. I have the sharp point so that I can cut into something and cut down. I can put my fingers on the end, chop if I need to. But I'm gonna give you a little tip. When you go get a knife, the first thing you want to look for is a high handle. Why do I need a high handle? So that when I have my knuckles wrapped around it and I cut through a board, my knuckles don't hit the board before it stops cutting. So I can cut all the way through and my knuckles never hit the cutting board. Makes sense now, doesn't it? You see those cheap knives that you get, the handle comes straight out? Can't cut all the way through, can you? So this is going to make it easier. Second thing I want you to do, take your finger and your thumb, grip the knife blade right above the handle. Then wrap your hand around the handle. By doing so, you never lose control of the knife blade. If I do it this way and it's wet or greasy, it could spin or turn in my hand. If I do it this way, it'll never turn, never slip, and I'll always have control of it. Hold your hand up, see your hand? Middle finger's always the longest. Pay close attention to that finger. That's the first one you're gonna cut. So here's how we're gonna do that. You're gonna turn your fingers under. You're gonna be able to put your fingers down on whatever you're cutting, put the knife at the back of your knuckles, see how level that is and smooth, and I can chop all day long, have a conversation with you, and never have to look up. Wonderful chef's knife. It's got a curve, got a sharp point, it's got a high handle, feels good in your hand. Grip it, turn your hand around, do it that way. As you can see, we have char-grilled veggies. We took the Roma tomatoes, we took the onions, jalapenos. We have a blender, as you can see in the shot. We took 10 Roma tomatoes, we took 1 large onion, 1 jalapeno, we're gonna use cilantro and some lime juice. It will all fit in this one blender. That's the reason we use the 10 Roma tomatoes. Rachel's gonna take this and she's gonna start loading the blender. So she's gonna take all the veggies. As you see, we got them as char-grilled as we can. The more char you have, the more flavor you're gonna have. So don't be afraid to put the char-grilled flavor on there. I'm gonna add some cilantro. We're gonna take this and add to our blender. And she's gonna pack all that in, and we're gonna get some really nice flavors. And I'm going to squeeze the lime juice right in her eye. Let me see if I can squeeze some lime in it. Now, the lime is room temperature. The beauty about the lime is, if I take a lime at room temperature and squeeze it, I'm only gonna get so much juice. If I put this in the microwave for 20 seconds, I'll get 20% more juice. A little tip. Now, the one good thing about this is after I squeeze it a little bit, this is a neat little gadget. I get this at Time in the Kitchen, located on West Franklin Street here in Evansville. I do a lot of cooking schools down there for them. You can see about it on our website, so you'll hear about the schools. So one end's lime, one end's lemon. This is a great little gadget to have. I like using it so we can go in and get all the juice we want out of that lime. Look at that juice, it's still coming out. I squeezed it already and we're still getting more. Now the other trick that I'm gonna show you is we're gonna use salt. As you can see, we're using sea salt. I'm gonna pour this in my hand. I need a little bit over a teaspoon, less than a tablespoon. But instead of pouring this directly in, which we all have a tendency to do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour it in my hand, just like that. Now, if Rachel accidentally bumps me and I pour that much in, we messed up. So you don't do that over the product. You always do it in your hand and then you can add it. So I can come back, add this, just like so, and then save the product. If I put that much salt in there, there is no way we could possibly eat it. We couldn't save it, we couldn't do anything with it. So I'm gonna put this on, she's gonna put the lid on, and we're gonna give this a quick blend. We're gonna take the lid off, we're gonna push down a little more so it'll catch in the blades. Now she's got this beautiful bowl. She's gonna take the lid off. She's gonna pour that right in there.